Polgar from Fight Division here at Peel Thai Boxing with Louis Fairhurst and Stuart Stabler. So we've just seen you on the pads together. Stuart, I'm going to start with you first. How long have you been padding for Louis? Because it's quite clear that you've got like a real good synergy between you.
Well, I think he joined the gym when he was, how old was you, 10, 11? 11, yeah. And he was fighting for us for about a year, because we had a massive junior team years ago. And then I sort of took him under my wing a little bit, because I seen that he had talent and that he was good. And he's dedicated, he trains hard. And he was doing that from the age of 11 till now, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I took him under my wing, and then I just sort of like, he'll message me on Snapchat, can you pad me today? And I'll come in, I'll pad him.
Love that.
You know what I mean? So we have a good relationship, really, yeah.
How have you seen like the progression of him? So obviously if he started at such a young age, was there ever a time when like you've had to kind of guide him a certain way, away from certain things?
100%, because he tried to be like me, and I don't want him to be like me. Do you know what I mean?
In what sense?
Because the way I used to fight is it's a good, exciting way to fight, but sometimes it's not the right way to fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Against certain fighters is the way I fought was my style. That's the way I've always done it.
Yeah. So you didn't want
Louis had two ways. He could rather copy me, but with his style, it wasn't that way. He's too smart. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So he's technical.
He's very technical.
He's very technical, and I think a lot of people don't see that, because when he fights, everyone tries to knock him out because he's that technically good. That's all you can do. Do you know what I mean?
Been ducking and weaving here now.
Yeah.
And Louis, let me come to you then. Like, how beneficial is it? There's a great picture of you two on your Instagram where Stu, you're like right behind him, like, and it's such a great picture. I think it was Sean Aspinall got that for you as well, wasn't it? I think it was. And on the picture, you've said like it's so important to have somebody who's like really got your back. Like, how beneficial is that to you to feel that from Stu? Because that even just in that picture, if you didn't even know the relationship between you could see
tell,
it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely. Like I said, I've been trying to copy his style, and like the way I train, I've just copied what I've seen, and to have someone like I look up to, I don't want to blow too much.
Look at him, he's trying to play it down a little bit now.
I look up to him, and you know, he's training me every day, so I'm lucky to have him here. I mean.
And like, how's it been? So on that caption as well, you said that there's been many things, like you can message him anytime. Obviously, he's a great pad man for you, he's a good example for you. But you said there's also had to be a couple of like brutal home truths. What's that been like?
You know, he tells me he's not scared to tell me if I'm slacking.
I tell him if he's been shit, or I'll tell him if he's been good. Yeah. That's the way.
I'm going back to the corner. If it's been a bad round, it's been a good round, I'm gonna know. You know what I mean? There's no lies.
I feel like the way it is though is like, I'm not gonna lie to him. I can't lie to him, because if I'm lying to him, then he's not gonna know the truth, and he's not gonna go to that next level. Yeah. So I'm literally like, it is butter truth with him. Yeah. That's the way I am. If he comes back and he's done shit, I'll tell him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But do you know what? That is a great example, because especially in this game as well, where you can't cheat it. You can't pretend.
You can't cut corners. You can't cut corners, never.
Because it'll show through. So obviously it's good that he's got that with you. How is it for you when you have to tell him those home truths? Do you ever feel like I need to word it a certain way, or are you just like, no, it is what it is. I'm here to do a job.
Well, I know when you fight, it's never going to be picture perfect. There's going to be silly moments. Like in his last fight, he did get caught at a certain point. Yeah. It happens. It's a fight game, but. For me as a trainer, I never want to see that, and it's hard to. It's going to happen. He's going to get touched again. He's going to get rocked again. It's going to happen. But all I can do is when he comes back to the corner is listen. If that happens again, you need to do this.
This is what we do.
But if he don't do it, then that's when I get annoyed. Yeah. Like in his last one, when he got rocked, he tried to carry on punching the lad, and he shouldn't have. He should have just grabbed him. Yeah. Just little things like that. That's what, because he wants to be like, I don't care if I'm hurt. I'll keep going.
Keep going.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like the heart of a fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
Went back to the corner and I got the instructions, just keep it long, keep the jab going, keep the teeth, and I did that in the last round, and I got through the fight and won, so...
Yeah, absolutely, needed, you know 100%. One thing I love about you as well, like Stu's just said it here now as well, your work ethic is insane. So again, on like one of your recent pictures, you put, you're tired, nobody cares. Yeah. And I think that's so true. And you were saying like some people have... not lost that, but sort of like fluffing that a little bit now. And there's like this whole Instagram thing of like...
There's too much science into it now for me. There's too much science. Like, obviously, I got trained old school way with Geoff, because Geoff's just old school. Yeah. He used to come back to the corner with like... I remember I broke my foot once, and I was like, my foot's broke. He's like, I don't care. Just kick with it. Yeah. That's what, do you know what I mean? Because that's the mentality you've got to have. It's like, as a fighter, you're never gonna, but there's sometimes gateways open for you for an exit. Yeah. And it's up to you whether to carry on or take that exit. And a lot of fighters take the exit now instead of carrying on. you know, like the old school mentality.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's changing.
Yeah. So we've spoke about this off camera as well, where you can see like, and we don't blame Instagram for everything, but like the sort of like Instagram boxer where it looks really cool and you're holding a belt and you've got your six pack out.
It's a great idea. The idea of a fighter, it looks great.
Yeah.
The idea of a fighter looks great. Everyone wants pictures. Everyone wants autographs. But the reality of when you're in here at daft o'clock and it's freezing, and you're hungry, you're dehydrated, you don't want to be here. You want to be in your bed, but you've got to do it.
Yeah. And what is that like? What is the mindset of a fighter like? Because I can ask you both this, because obviously you've both got your own experience with it. So Lou, like, what is it for you that does, like, on those cold mornings when you're tired and you could be doing a million other things, or at your age you could be out drinking and partying and everything, like, what is it in you that thinks, no, this is the road I'm going to take?
It's just none of that's better than getting your man raised. None of that's better than getting your man raised and ending up on his shoulders, parading around the ring. That's just the best feeling for me. So whenever I'm working hard, that's what I picture and that's what keeps me going.
It's a thing as well. Since I've stopped fighting, you can't find one thing that compares to it.
That feeling.
Nothing. I don't know if jumping out of a plane feels like it, but there's nothing that you can try and find every little thing that'll get you that feeling, but nothing.
Do you know what? That leads on to my next point so beautifully. When are you fighting again? Because you've been out, so like, you're thinking about it again. And I know you're trying to dodge this question, but I was like, obviously, I'm going to get him on camera and I'm going to say it. Stu,
I've been in and out of getting fighting again, but obviously I've had some problems with my family and this, that and the other, and have my own problems as well. But like I say, I am looking to get back into there. I don't know when it'll be. I hope it'll be this year.
Yeah.
I hope it will be, but time will tell. But I am.
But it's definitely
hoping,
an option.
Yeah, it's definitely there.
Who wants the fighting? Who wants the fighting? Who?
Tag in the comments below. You're like,
nice
so many people are going to blow up now. Like,
no one's going to comment. No one's going to comment.
Me, I don't know. I've never been one for calling them out, to be honest. I've never really done it. I've just sort of used to come into the gym. Yeah, you are staring the pot. I just used to come into the gym. I just used to come into the gym and Geoff would be like, at the time at Brian Cowder's show, Brian's offered you this, lad. So then we'd look at the options, see this, and then we'd choose. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Geoff's always been one of them. He's never rushed my career. When I was fighting, he never rushed. Whether I got offered this person, no, you're not ready for that. Do this.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I always took it slow with me.
Like wise with it.
Well, that's what we do with him. He's 17. He's had more professional fights than me.
Been offered A class. But I'm just taking it slow. Like I said, I'm only 17, 18 in July, so there's no rush to go A class. So, but I'm looking for fights as well. So anyone wants it pro am.
Anyone wants it. I love that. So what is your next fight? Louis, is Super Showdown.
Yeah. Hopefully.
So you've not got a match on that yet.
No match. So
there will be a match. Do it. Yeah, you'll
I love how you look straight at the camera. It's like no match. So come on. Yeah. So are you the same as Stu then? Like basically, it doesn't matter like who it is. You're gonna just wait to see what they say, and then you bring it to Stu and Geoff and see what they're saying.
Take smart fights, but I believe in my own ability, my hard work. Like anyone at the weight, I'll take anyone.
I've told him from being 11. I said, if you want to get to the top level, you need to fight all the time. You need
Stay active.
And he was fighting every weekend on the bouts at some point.
My junior career was insane. Like I had like 20 fights in a year, like 27 fights in a year. I think was at my peak.
Because if you're obviously everyone's goal at the minute is one championship or obviously a road to Rajadamnern or whichever, but it's to compete with them top level ties. You need the experience because they've got 300 and odd fights.
Yeah, they've literally
because they've been doing A class since they were 4 years old. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I said to him. I said, if you want to get to that top point, you need experience. So I said to him, you need to fight all the time. Don't care who it is, whether you win, lose or draw. It don't matter when you're an amateur.
Of it.
It doesn't matter. Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, when you go to the amateur level, is they get too much into winning or losing.
Yeah.
It all goes away when you go pro.
Yeah.
So,
do you know what? There was there's been a debate about that. Again, I think it was Alex's story again saying that over in like the Western, it's very much like again that Instagram model of I can't put a loss on or whatever. Whereas in Thailand, it's a lot more like it's just for the experience. And if you're like 50-50 win and loss, like it's considered like all experience. What about you then, Stu? Because we've seen on your socials recently, you've been playing about in 4 rounds.
I have
one
been
championship is always like mentioned with your name. So what are we saying? Is that something you see for yourself?
Yeah, obviously, like I say, everyone's goal is one championship, I think. But I just think with the 4 4-ounce glove, it just suits my style.
Yeah.
I've always thought like that, whether it's been an 8-ounce, 12-ounce or whichever.
You've naturally been that.
I've been naturally that way, so I think in the 4-ounce I would be good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they're also in 4-ounce. So,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? It's tit for tat. So I've got to be able to give it and take it as well. So,
absolutely.
But like I say, I've been playing about in them, just having a feel of them, and I'm hoping, do you know what I mean, that thrives me more to get back in and think, you know what, do you know what I mean?
I'm feeling it now.
I'm feeling it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I enjoy them. I enjoy the 4-ounce gloves, are nice.
What is it now like the timing for you? So obviously, like you stopped around COVID. Why now do you feel like it's like I'm getting the 4-ounce on, I'm getting the fire for it again? When you're training guys like Louis and you're watching them fight, does it ever make you think like, oh God, I wish I was in there doing it? I
think for me, the big thing that stopped me from fighting was obviously I fought Jono 2020, and then just after that lockdown hit. Yeah. I think was it like a week after or 2 weeks after?
The world shut
and then
down.
but through COVID, illegally, I was still training. I was still training for fights. We were trying to, obviously, because lockdown was a thing and it wasn't a thing. People were still doing stuff, whichever. So there were shows still going ahead.
Yeah.
So I was still training for fights, and then they wasn't coming off. So I think I just burnt myself out, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I got to a point where I was like, COVID's it, we're in lockdown, I'm not going to fight.
I'm just mentally thinking, do I even want
it? I think I just got mentally tired of doing it, but then I thought I'd sort of been stuck in that rut of not getting back into it. Yeah. But then, like, I watch him
every day.
I'll fight and I'm in the gym all week and
yeah, like I watch him fight. Like he fought Liam on Brian Calder's show, and I was watching it. And I thought,
we saw that. That was great.
That makes me want to fight again. Do you know what I mean? Because it's just that's the thing I miss. I miss the fighting bit.
And you said as well, like nothing you've done, like nothing you can do can like replicate that
exactly.
feeling.
Nothing,
so it feels like you've just been chasing that feeling since.
You can't find it. And then obviously when you see him winning, and then he's buzzing, and you're like, that's what I miss. I miss to be like that. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So it's hard, yeah.
So what's the goals then for 2024 for you? Obviously we've got the next show. Is there anything? Are you sort of like? Because I always have this chat with fighters, and it seems to be very split. I never get this like the sort of same answer. It's very 50-50. On do you like have a map out for the year of like this is how many fights I want, this is what the belt I want, this is the title I want, or is it just what's the next fight?
For him, I think it's just fight after fight. Because like I say, the goal is the big league. Yeah. So anyone in between us getting there, I don't think it matters who it is or what. He's not bothered. He'll fight any man. He's actually not. He doesn't care. He's the only fighter I've ever seen that's just like is what it is. Do you know what I mean? He is.
Very cool.
But, not 18 yet. So struggling to get, because I'm ranked now, struggling to get fights higher than me because everyone's fighting A class. I'm not 18 yet, so till July it might be a struggle to climb up the rankings. But I'll just take it fight by fight, see what happens.
Fight by fight.
Try and keep winning.
I think the best idea for him is getting him quite a few pro-am fights
before
he turns 18. You know, just for the experience side of him throwing elbows. Obviously, he's done it at the IFMAs and WBC trials and all that. But yeah, I think that's the next plan for him.
And so a massive thing as well, like even here, just like literally in the sort of like hour that we've been here, you have a real good laugh with it as well. So like when you was like sweeping and clinching and stuff, like you, how important is it? Again, this is a conversation we have quite a lot of like. It's so much easier to achieve your goal when you're having fun with it. Because I see some fighters and they're just slogging it out and they're miserable and they're not enjoying it, and they can be with a coach that they're arguing with sometimes. And then you come to some gyms and you see like a synergy and you think this is helping to the success.
Keep it fun, but you know we still have the hard sessions, but
100% we do.
You know, and the early mornings where there might not be as many smiles as there was then.
You're not a morning person, are you?
Are you not a morning person?
No, he hates the morning sessions.
Our classes are quite late as well, so I kind of got used to training quite late. But you know, keep it fun with him, keep it fun with Geoff even though.
I think it's a big part of it, keeping it fun, because I feel like
it takes that
there's
mental...
so much stress on him already as a fighter, trying to prove a point to people that you sort of get into the miserable side of it. Is like you don't enjoy it anymore.
I've seen that quite a lot.
Do you know what I mean? And that's why I think why a lot of people quit, because you're dieting, you're cutting weight. Like I said, it's freezing.
Everything's
you don't want to be there,
anyway,
so you've got to look at the other little things that make it fun for you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because we have, even when we play spar and stuff, we have a good laugh. And
you could see it then when you was together. Then, like you could feel like there was like real energy, and like he was very, very sharp. Like we've just seen.
The thing is, an happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Yes.
And I've always believed in that.
A happy fighter is a dangerous fighter.
Do you know what I mean? Because when you're miserable and you don't want to do it, your heart ain't the same, innit? If you're happy and you're loving it, you'll go to whatever leaps and bounds to do it. Do you know what I mean?
100%. So let's talk about like sponsorship and being full time on it. So Louis, are you full time training now, just for your fighting goals?
Yeah. So I train here. I go to the Joe Gardner Academy. So I box there in the morning. So I get to train twice a day. I'm very lucky to do that. So training twice a day, 6 days a week.
Absolute machine, I love that. And Stu, when you was fighting, was you the same, or are you having to like work jobs at the same time?
I was working while I was training me.
How'd you find that?
It's not too bad. I mean, obviously, as you get close to the fight, like when you're water loading and stuff, always going to the toilet and stuff like that, and it can be hard, but I think, like I say, I think it's more how you approach your mindset to it.
Yeah, if you want it enough, you'll get it.
If you want it enough, you'll do anything. You don't matter what it'll be.
So what? And I'm trying not to pin you down too much because I know you said you don't want to. But like, have you got anything? Even like first half of the year, second half of the year. Have you got any sort of like? I think it'll what? It's more for Miles than anyone else. Like we need to know.
I think it'll be more summertime. I think it will because I've been out for a while. I need to get the sparring in, get the miles in, do you know what I mean? And sort of like have a sit down with the team and just discuss what's probably the best option to do. So I think summertime maybe, if that's what we're looking at. It
sounds very positive though, like it's going that way, isn't it?
We've had this conversation before because I text Geoff one night basically saying, you know, to get me back in the ring, and he was buzzing. He's wanted me back in for ages, but
does it help when everyone else around you is like so buzzing for it? So like as soon as you mentioned it, like I mentioned it when I first come in, Miles mentioned it. Obviously, we was all talking about it with Geoff.
Every single day.
I hear it every day. I go places sparring. He tell me when he's when's he fighting. I know, you know.
This is my show.
When am I fighting?
This is my show.
I can't even just go like when I go like Simons and John Pops. I can't even just have a spar. It's like when you're fighting again. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone's wanting it.
That must feel great though, because it shows like how celebrated you are, like how respected you are as a fighter.
Because like I said on his last one, I used to fight to entertain people. I wasn't bothered about what happened result-wise or whatever, as long as people was happy with the performance. Do you know what I mean? So it shows to me that everyone enjoyed me fighting.
Yeah, 100%.
And obviously that makes me happy then.
Yeah, definitely. That's all Miles ever said to me is like, you need to see him at a live show. You need to see him at a live show. So I'm like, we need to come back so I can experience it first. Miles is there. I'm gonna get Miles some pom poms. Give me an S.
They better be red.
They better be red. Oh yeah, that's another thing. So we've had the football. So I'm not following football at all, but the football conversation between you and Geoff. So Blooming City.
Stu's a miserable red.
A miserable red.
I'm a City fan.
I love that the whole gym as well. I know you guys can't see on camera, but the whole gym is red. So this is like colour coordinated. Like, this is the level of.
I think the only thing blue is the chairs and some of the pads. I think that's.
Again, Louis came out in blue.
The axe thrower.
Louis came out in blue gloves a minute ago as well. I was like, you're really repping for City like this.
That's the only thing I don't like about him.
That's the only thing. His choice of football club.
Keep it
And is that reciprocated? That's the only thing you don't like about him is the Man United.
No, I don't mind it because I just feel sorry for him most of the time.
I love the relationship. You can see it. It's like playful brotherly love, isn't it?
No, he used to get that all the time. Is that your brother? No, he's not. He's just got big ears like me.
But I'm better looking.
Just because my nose is
fighting talk already. I love it. Absolutely love it. So we're not too far out from your next fight then. What is the sort of like the week before? I'm always cautious to see like what fighters are doing the week before. Do you have like any like pre-show rituals or like little things that you want to hit?
Yeah, I was working like weight-wise. I was working with the Origin project, but training-wise, I kind of just do what I'm told. Like I try and keep it light, but like there's no need to be running every day on fight week.
Yeah.
Like the hard work's already done, so I just keep things sharp on the pads. Little spar. I do a lot of hard sparring in camp at John Pops in here, so all the hard work's done by then. So it's just keeping sharp and staying uninjured and getting the weight right.
So the week before you tend to like do a little bit more rest and recovery because again I've seen
I think it's more game plan stuff that we work. We work more the game plan because we've always said in the last week before you fight you're not going to get any fitter.
Yeah.
No. You're not, because your body's too run down. Because you're cutting your food down, so your body's going to hold back. So it's more game plan stuff. We do a lot of like situation stuff. So if this happens, what to do? If this happens, what to do?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we break down parts
of something. You're not going to get shocked.
Yeah.
Exactly. We watch tape of who he's fighting all the time. So we'll watch tape and then we'll break things down, and then we'll watch tape, break things down. Yeah. Just so that when he's in there, he's 100% confident. Like every situation he's in, he knows what to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And how beneficial is that? Obviously, to sit with someone like Stu as well, who's got the experience and who can maybe spot things that you might not in the moment. How beneficial is that to like be around like such good fighters who can give you that knowledge?
Yeah, Stuart's like there won't be a lot of situations he's not already been in himself in fights. You know what I mean? He has loads of wars, so all the situations like that, he knows what he's doing. So I trust him 100%. Trust Geoff as well.
And that's the thing, he trusts me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of fighters out there, if they don't trust the coach,
they're questioning what the coach is saying. They're not going to follow it with the heart as well.
They have that 50-50 moment. Do I do what he's told me, or do I not? Or do I do my own thing?
And that slight hesitation could be the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So with him trusting me 100%, and that's the thing is, when he's fighting, if I say something, I know he's going to do it.
Yeah.
He's not going to say, wait a minute. He's just going to boom, he'll do it.
Yeah. That is really important. Have you had that with any other people who you've like padded for or coached for? Like, or do you feel like that's something that you've got to build over the years?
Obviously, I train Jake now as well, Jake Newman, but other than them two, I've never really took anyone under my wing. I've had juniors.
To this extent, yeah.
Yeah, but like obviously at his level now and Jake's level, you have to have game plans.
Yeah.
And obviously Jake's been not with me as long. Do you know what I mean? So he's still getting that side of where he's trusting me.
Yeah, it's not just instinctive.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't just happen overnight. It doesn't just happen overnight. You know, it takes time of trusting the process, being in them wars, and being in that situation. And it's one of them, once you do it and it works, you know then, right, that works now.
Yeah, and each time as well, I feel like each time something does go, like if Stu says something and it works, it's like building that little incremental trust each time as well. So like going through the scenarios, we even saw it then, like when he was doing, walking, again, we don't want to give too much away before the fight, but like walking through knees and stuff. He said, no, do this, like foot on the outside and do this and do this. And instinctively, like straight away, there was no like sort of questioning it, or why for this, did it, drilled it, nailed it. Yeah. So it does.
He's been in my corner loads now and I've just been winning.
I just pass on what I've learned through training, because obviously I've been Thailand, I trained with Simon at John Potts, I trained with Geoff, you know what I mean? I've been through the point where he's at, where they're showing you what to do. Do this, do that. So now I just pass on what I've learned to him and he picks it up like that. And
when you do come back fighting yourself, how do you think that will... I
think it'll benefit both of us, because obviously Jake's moved to us now.
Yeah.
So I think it'll benefit all of us, I really do.
Obviously, training together.
Yeah, of course, but obviously we're all going to go sparring together. We'll go together. We'll come home together. We'll train here together. We'll spar here together. Yeah. So yeah, I think it'll benefit all of us.
Do you think you'd feel like any extra pressure as being like, because obviously with Jake and Louis, they are sort of like looking to you. When you've got your own fight on top of that, do you think you'll feel any pressure of like, I'm sort of mentoring these boys, but now I've also got my own career path?
No, because I think they understand the fight game. You can't win every fight, you know, because it's Thai boxing. There's so many ways to win a fight. I think it's very hard to be unbeaten. Very hard to be unbeaten, and I think they understand the game because they've been beat themselves, and I've been beat before. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's part of the game. If you don't become comfortable with that part of the game, I don't think you're going to go anywhere.
Yeah, because you'll be too hesitant to...
Exactly, because I think you get to that point where you put too much pressure on yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah,
that ties back in as well, like what we were saying, like with the whole social media thing. Like a lot of it, it's not actually the fear of the result; it's the fear of other people judging the result. So sometimes they don't care if they lose because it is the experience and they've enjoyed it, but they're scared of like it going on a reel somewhere, or you know, some things like that for social media. Just lastly before we let you go, because obviously we are in the gym and I'm aware that there's a class about to start. How have you found it with Dr. Sean Aspinall then? So you've done 2 camps with him now. Do you find a big difference of having a dietitian and having a nutritionalist?
Yeah, he's really good with the whole plan, really supportive, and my weight cuts have been easy. Yeah. But as well, in my last interview I didn't mention this, my mum got onto me for it. My mum was cooking all my food for my camp,
yes,
so thank you.
Shout out to mum, 100%.
She was on to me for the last time when I didn't say
so. I'm glad she was, because she deserves the credit. Mums don't get enough credit, absolutely, we love that.
Dad does all the driving and the padding. So,
there's going to be loads of family members now, and I do this, and I do this.
Thank you, everyone. No, I've got a bad habit of just getting my hair cut when I fight, so like at the minute now I'm a bit of a scruff. But...
No, I like that we've got a shout out for mum, that's important. But and again, sort of like linking back to your relationship with Stu, like it's so important to have like a good crowd around you. And like I say, you can see it here, like you're having a good laugh, but you're also putting the work in. It's having that balance of making sure you don't burn out and you don't get that mental fatigue, because you've got like a foundation of people beneath you who's like helping you stand up to the top. Do you know what I mean? Like no one gets there by themselves.
I think what I noticed with him when he started with that Origins project is his energy levels when he was training. Yeah. Because sometimes when we get closer to fights, he'd be a little bit more drained, and you could tell he was tired. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Because I used to tell him, I was like, "You're tired today, aren't you?" And he was like, "Yeah." But then once he started working with the Origin project with his nutrition and all that, comes in, he's not hungry, he's energised, he's ready to go.
Happier.
Even on fight week.
Happier, it does.
And that's madness to me, because I never used a nutritionist or nothing when I was fighting. No.
Is that something you do this time?
Hey? He's a deal for 2 fighters.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Well, listen, thank you so much for giving us so much of your time today, because obviously we've had you on the pads, we've seen a little bit of your clinch, and obviously we've got the interview for you. So we wish you the best of luck on your next one.
Thank
and
you.
Stu, I can't wait to see you fight.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra.